Hello.
Hi, Cara.
How are you? Nice to see you, Dascha.
Same here,
Thank
girl.
you.
All this new interview stuff. I'm in the same boat. I'm like, how the hell do we do
I know,
this?
I'm like clicking a lot of tech issues over on my end. Can you hear me and see me okay?
Yes. Can you hear me and see me?
Yes, there you are. It's nice to see you, and thank you for doing this.
Oh my God, thank you. Keeping
Yes.
me busy.
Um, so before we get into, your new normal right now, I wanted to bring attention that we know this is a really tough time for everyone in fashion and entertainment. And I know you've been working with a charity recently.
Yes.
Can you tell people who are watching about that before we start?
Well, first of all, these are critical times, and it's not only hard upon us in the entertainment field, but definitely in the first responders, the ones that are out there in the health fields, and all respect to those that are in the front line, of course. But I'm actually joining with Best Buddies. Their whole thing is, inclusion and social interaction. So for them, this has been very difficult because it's social distancing now. But my team has worked with them, and they reached out to them, and I was able to do a live with them, and it was amazing because at least they get that connection via the internet and social media, which is good. We have to find the silver lining in everything, right?
Absolutely. Yeah. And there's just so many people impacted. I think it's great to spread that out to everyone and anyone we can. So thank you
Yeah.
for doing that.
Thank you.
And you're in New York, right?
I'm actually right now I'm in Atlanta.
Okay.
So I was filming a movie here, Samaritan, with Sylvester Stallone. And timing. I was in New Orleans. I came to Atlanta. I was supposed to leave to New York, and I didn't go to New York. So right now I have my family there. My son is here with me. Just keeping in touch with them, with my sister and my siblings and stuff like that, and my extended family. But it's really intense. I have family that's, in the NYPD. I have family that are in the hospital. I come from the hospital field, so I have friends that are in the hospital field, and it's quite intense. It's really real, but also surreal. And just hoping for the best.
Yeah. How are you feeling just on a daily basis? What is your internal mood like?
Oh my God. Honestly, it's been a roller coaster for me, emotionally, mood, mentally. So I've had to go back and forth with staying optimistic, but also having moments where I'm like, I'm heartbroken, and keeping myself informed has its good and its bad because there's so much information out there and you don't know what to hold on to. And also just not getting desperate, like not focusing on being outside or leaving or, when is this going to end, and more so focusing on what I can do now. I have to admit that I've been really hard on myself because I see, right now we have our entertainment. And I know that people at this point are kind of, you notice the certain individuals, like the real thought of certain individuals where they discredit the entertainment field and the athletic fields as to those are not necessary in the world. These are the most important. And there's been a lot of that. And it's really disappointing for me, not only because I am part of this celebrity, but also I'm part of the health fields, and we're all important. We're all significant. So now is not the time to signal out and to bash others when at this time, we kind of are codependent of one another. We use entertainment to help us through, but we also support those that are in the front line. And so for me, it's difficult because I have to stay active. Right now I'm like, my calves are killing me. I have this right here because I'm going up and down the stairs, but I also want to eat and not do anything. And then I'm like, oh my God, after this, there's going to be so many people that are going to be ripped and looking good and super athletic. And here I come. I'm going to be in the shape of a damn potato, a bag of potato chips. And
I think everyone's feeling that way. But before you got into acting, you were in the healthcare field, right?
Yes, I was in the healthcare fields for 8 years. I was actually doing my clinicals for nursing. I was in charge of the central sterile operating room department, which meant I am sure that all instrumentation, all supplies for surgeries and for the hospitals via coke carts were sterile, were fully replenished and supplied. So, you know, there's something inside of me that I'm like, hi, I wish I was there so I could make sure, like, you know, the protocol. There's something that I always say also, like, it's second nature to me to make sure that things are not cross-contaminated. And when there's a case of, like, let's say of high infectious disease, there's protocols that come into place, you know, and it's like you have to wear your PPEs, your protective equipment. And, you know, seeing people with masks, yes, but they wear the mask wrong. And I want to tell them that's not how you're supposed to wear it. This is not how you're supposed to scrub and wash your hands. So there's a lot of things that I feel my hands are tied, that I feel that I would love to be able to do so many things, but you can't. So I use my celebrity to kind of, like, as much as I can to, you know, be entertaining, but also be informative, right?
Right. And I think in the fashion industry, especially, we've noticed there's so many layoffs. Just it's all trickling down to hitting everyone. In entertainment, it's a gig work for most people. And your production stopped that you're in right now.
All of the production.
Has been, all the production and In the Heights has been postponed. So how personally is this affecting your work and your job?
Well, for me, it obviously, in order for us to create a movie, to create a show, to create entertainment, we have to be there. We have to be present. We have to be amongst, you know, the sets and be among a large group of people. And we can't get anything done now, but there's things that have been done that we can hopefully put out later on. Something like In the Heights, that's so magical, that was so important. It's so important to me in my career and also for my community. You know, I kind of, you know, even though it's postponed, it has to come out when it's right. And I feel like it's such a great story. It's a story of resilience and celebration, that it has to come out when it's supposed to, where we could all enjoy it. And so we just have to be patient. Everything else, it's pretty much on hold. So for those that feel like, you know, oh, well, you don't know, you don't have a real job, or, you know, we're affected as well because we can't work. You know, it's not like we have to be out there to work. We can't just stay home and work from home, as opposed to, like, many other people. And although I'm reading some scripts and I'm reading, getting prepared for other things, we still have to wait to get it done. Even voiceovers, unless you have a setup, you can't really get it done. So it's everyone's affected. Nobody's excluded. Nobody's insignificant. We all play a part in this world, and in this current situation, we also have a responsibility now that we tend to, like, not want to take. And it's, you know, we have to contain it, not spread it. I feel like we're out here like, oh, well, it's, you know, conspiracy or not conspiracy or whatever it is. There's nothing wrong with being safe. There's nothing wrong with being as hygienic and sterile as possible.
Right, absolutely. And I just want to say, for the people who are tuning in, I'm here with Dascha Polanco, and there's little question mark buttons on the bottom, so feel free to send those in, and we could get those at the end.
Exactly.
And besides the obvious of staying in and that being self-isolating is hard for people, what are you doing to, I guess, stay positive and creative during this time?
Well, I think this is the time where I regress to being a child and using my imagination. You know what I mean? Like, I'm like, oh my God, I wish I had my collection of dolls that they stole from me. I so wish, but it's okay. I can use my imagination, and I bought art supplies, and I'm drawing more, and I'm doing puzzles, and I'm playing board games, and I'm playing dominoes, and I'm playing video games, you know, Sega Genesis, all the stuff that I grew up on, and using and also working as much as possible to stay creative for any future ideas and execute them, because we have so much. Sometimes, well, me per se, I have so much goals and so many things creatively that I need to get done, that now I have the time to actually sit down and say, well, let me plan this out. Let me create storyboards. Let me consult with my team as much and plan
and put all the pieces together. So when time comes, we just execute them and get them done. You know, I think that that's the goal, to stay active, to stay productive, to stay, you know, as much as I want to think about tomorrow, I could only do but so much. So much is in our control, and in your control right now is within your household. So why not take advantage of that and like use what you have here and be as creative as possible? And I know that right now you get a sense of desperation, and it drives you crazy. Whereas like everybody's jumping on everything and they want to do everything, and I'm like, sometimes you just have to take a moment back.
Yeah,
and just
there's a lot of
out. Yeah, there's so much like stuff that I get, like for me it gets overwhelming, and I feel like it just, like, what am I gonna do? I have to do something. I have to do something. And then I'm like, you know what? It is what it is. If this crashes, and this crashes at the end of the day, right now the priority is to stay healthy. Is not the content or staying relevant on my, you know, like that's not my priority. I have to stay healthy. I'm very proud of myself because finally in my whole entire life, I'm finishing like my vitamins. Like I have an empty bottle of like vitamin D and like multivitamins. I'm like, oh my God, I've never done that.
It's a new routine, right? Because you're home and it's easier to do things like that. And you said you're working out, like doing steps and whatnot. Your outfit attire now that you're at home. So we've had two sides. People are dressing up to feel good about themselves and just feel like they could start their day and have a productive day. And then there's the sweatpants, comfy side. Where do you land?
Well, I change like 3 times a day because it depends on my mood. Like if I'm not in exercise clothes, like if I don't wear my athleisure, I'm not gonna be in the mood to work out.
Yeah.
You know? So for me, it depends. Like today, Friday, maybe later on after I get my little workout, I'm gonna go get a little dressed up, you know, put a little heel on, put a little dress. But for the most part,
you'll do a heel situation?
I did a heel the other day. I was on live the other day. I did my little heel last Friday. Yeah. I did a little heel. And then throughout the week, I put on my sneakers. You know, I like to be comfortable. I have my Crocs. You know, I have 2 Crocs. Let me show you my Crocs.
Do we have? Oh, okay. I like the little, what are those called? Nibbits? The bits.
Whatever. I don't know. My son was the one that asked for Christmas. I was like, ooh, I'm going to get these too. But I used to wear Crocs. I used to wear Crocs when I was in the, hold on, let me flip this over because now you're only going to see my feet. And you know, people love my feet online. Good news. So, you know, it's just, it depends on what, and I think that it's okay to get dressed up. It's okay to be barefoot. It's okay to like wear your slippers, to wear socks. You know, I am using more of my things now because I have like hoarding tendencies where I'll buy something that's new, right? And I'm like, I have to wear this for a special occasion. You know, this is for a special occasion and I never wear it. That kind of stuff. But now I'm like, all right, wear this. It doesn't matter if you're not going out. It doesn't matter if it's not a special. Just wear your stuff. Use your things.
That's great advice. I think anything that makes someone feel good, right? At this point, that's what we need.
Yeah.
And you said you're a mom and you're with your son. How are you dealing with that, balancing parenting and school? I think a lot of our followers are parents, and it's a really hard time to explain what's actually going on.
Well, I'm very transparent with my kid, but then again, my kid is 11 years old. You know, babies, obviously, I think according to the stage in their life is what and how you should speak to them and just be very honest. Kids are very smart. I learned that from a neurologist. She told me, you know, there's no reason to lie to a child. If you're very honest with a child about what's going on, they're going to understand it and perceive it to the best of their ability. Like there's no point. So communicating with them, my son does his schoolwork every day. It's like I keep the routine going, honey. At 8 o'clock, you need to go to bed. It's Monday through Friday. We're not going to have you up in here 11 o'clock just because we're in quarantine, baby. No. Get your behind at 8 because, again, I'm one of those parents that nighttime is my time.
Okay. So you're
nighttime is keep the structure going. I told my kids today, I said, you have to help me and help yourself stay healthy. So we have to keep routines on. You have to take your vitamins. We have to eat, you know, and of course I allow him to be as active as I can with the limitations. And that's the best we can do. I mean, you can only do so much. You can't make, right? We kind of you can't force things more than what they are. Use what you have, your resources, and take advantage as much as you can.
Mm-hmm. And I wanted to talk about self-care. I'm going to steal a question from your podcast, Round Love, which I think it just, the finale just aired, but they're all still up. And you talked about what self-care means to you, or you asked your guests that. Right now, what is it to you? Is it different in this circumstance?
Well, right now it's a thing of everyone, right? Before, self-care is part of like what I always speak about, self-lovery and my confidence and my issues that I've had and that I continue to battle with my image and not feeling enough and feeling like, you know, why can't I have that? And always like I catch myself sometimes at looking at other people, not in an envious way, but saying, wow, look at her legs or look at her body or look at her face, look at her hair, and not really saying, well, I have pretty curly, you know, like just acknowledging the things you have. And it's not about that. I'm a layered individual. You know, for me, it's not about how I look entirely, but it does affect me, you know, and how I view things. And self-care is part of you taking care of yourself to your fullest ability, but also making yourself first, making yourself a priority. Right now, we're thinking that self-care is just putting on masks and like, you know, and like working out, and not necessarily that. Self-care is educating yourself, right? Like reading a book that's going to help you deal with certain things differently or view things differently, or just listening to music and dancing, you know, or it's you improving yourself as much as you can. It's not you reaching a quota or trying to carry yourself so that you fit in as to what's the trend. You know, that sheep mentality, it's very frustrating to me because I don't have that sheep mentality. So I kind of withdraw all the time. And I'm like, I'm not going to be the one to follow this trend. Like, I have my own views. I have my own beliefs. And this is what I'll do so I can feel as the most powerful and most comfortable and most better of me, right? Best version of me.
And you said the self-care before it was really at one point was changing careers and going into acting. That was, I can imagine, a huge step. I don't know if everyone knows that about you. You said earlier that you were in the healthcare. It's a big jump, and I think a lot of people are scared to do something like that.
Yeah, well, you know, I didn't have the luxury of you know, I thought I was going to be a nomad artist where I was just going to sing and act and dance throughout the world and run around in a bohemian dress and shoes and like Birkenstocks, right? And like just be like around the world. But you have responsibilities, and I had to take care of my responsibilities. But when I saw that my life was just rushing ahead and I was seeing my life in front of me just pass and me be unhappy, I was like, there's something inside of me that tells me I have to pursue this. And I'd rather step back and take a risk than look back and say, damn, I should have. I regret it. So one thing about me is that I am an artist, but I'm a smart ass artist. Like, I got my degrees. You know what I mean? I know how to fall back and say, yo, I could go over there and take that test and give you an IB. You know what I mean? Don't get it confused. Like, there's layers, and we have potential to multitask and to be able to do so many things. You know, I'm just not that individual to stay put and think like find a comfort zone. I always have to keep on evolving and reinventing myself.
What is the first thing that you want to do, or maybe that's different when we get out of this? Is there anything on your mind that you want to tackle?
You know, I've been thinking that when I get out of this, I want to be able to look back and say that everything throughout this 30-day period, for example, the goals that I set, that those goals are achieved, but also that right now I'm testing my consistency, and I've always had issues with consistency. So right now, one of my goals is to be consistent within your home. If you're consistent within your home, and when you step out of it and you travel, it'll be a habit, you know, so you can be consistent outside of there. But one of the things I also want to do is I definitely want to I've narrowed down like work with best buddies and organizations that I want to work with. And I also want to live. I want to be happy. You
Yeah.
know, I've taken, I cringe, you know that word cringy? Like with certain like emotional things with my family or like certain things that I feel, I'm always like, oh, that makes me feel uncomfortable. I don't really want to talk about it and I dismiss
Yeah.
it. And now I feel like I don't want to be that person anymore. I want to enjoy the moments. I want to express to people how I care about, how much I love them, that I care about them. I want to appreciate more, and be happy,
Mm-hmm.
you know?
Absolutely. That's great. And I have to bring it up because I'm seeing a lot of comments about Orange is the New Black. How has life been after that so far? I guess it's been a year, right? Since the last.
Yeah, it's been a year. Um, it's interesting because that's always going to be a show where has impacted society in such a huge way worldwide. And it was one of the first, and it, you know, catapulted Netflix into what it is now. And we see what it's transcended into other networks and organizations. And I just feel, I feel proud. I feel, you know, I embrace every time I see people that they just appreciate what that show has done for them as far as entertainment, as minimal as entertainment or as deep as like connecting them to something, a true personal experience. It makes me feel so humbled and appreciative that I was part of that. And now looking back on it, I was like, wow, that was a chapter in my life that was such a great beginning. It was such a great beginning.
Yeah.
And now what I'm part of now and what it the doors that it opened up and the doors that I keep on breaking through and having to prove myself because you know I'm the artist that I've always had to prove myself.
Okay.
From what I look back on, it's just not. There's some artists that they just catapult from like one day to another, and they're like huge
Right.
comets, right? They rise so quickly. You know, I kind of trekked along little by little, late in the game and everything, but I'm breaking through, and
Yeah.
now I'm part of some, you know, working with Sylvester Stallone. Like I was obsessed with all his work as a
Yeah.
little girl, like Rockies,
Rocky.
yes,
Yeah.
Over the
Amazing.
Top, Rambo, like, you know, internationally he's an icon in DR as well. Like so
Yeah.
these things for me to be able to be in the presence of these people, to work with Robert De Niro, Scorsese,
Mm-hmm.
it never gets old for me. It just never gets old. And I hope that it never does. I hope that every day I'm so like present in that moment and
Mm-hmm.
realize that I have what do you call it? These affirmations when you manifest. I have manifested these things for me. As much as I want to like be in awe, I kind of manifested when I said, you know, I'll be there one day and I'm going to see myself there one day, and it happens for me. And so, staying true to your power and what you say and how determined you are, and your resilience and keep on going and having that one opportunity has allowed me to just, you know, I'm part of great projects now this year, and although they're at halt, I'm kind of excited that it has allowed me some time to get
Yeah.
myself together mentally because there's
Mm-hmm.
a lot of work to come. And when it's so, I like, you know, I'm doing music, I'm doing movies, I'm being part of some theater plays, and I'm doing some anime. Like, there's so many things that I'm being part of that hopefully they flourish as much as I want them to, and when they do, that people can connect as much as they did for my first project.
Yeah. You know, I was just excited to talk to you today because since everyone is in quarantine, they are binging on Netflix. And Orange is the New Black was it was really, besides in House of Cards, that started this binging. And I don't even know if people realize that. So the arts and entertainment is an escape at this point in time.
Yeah.
Is there any shows that you've been watching for escapism?
Oh yeah. I've watched a lot of shows like Tiger King. I watched a lot of documentaries. I'm into documentaries also.
Okay.
I also watch Love Is Blind. I also watch Unorthodox, Castlevania. I'm obsessed. So even though my character was into like manga, like anime, I'm into anime,
Yeah.
and I love Castlevania. I was like, fuck, why did only 4
Were
seasons?
you really drawing those pictures in the show? Was that
No,
just-
I could have, but
I
they
was
didn't let me.
curious. I was wondering. I just put it together. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Probably takes too much
They
time.
cut. Like there was a couple that I was like, I could do this, and they're like, no, we're gonna get like the set people to do it. And I was like, damn.
Okay.
Yeah, it's okay.
Yeah.
I should probably do some of those like now.
And
Kind of,
post it. And
Yeah.
can you tell everyone about your podcast though? Because I listened to a couple episodes and it's just great. And I felt like uplifting and everyone can really relate to, I think, what you and your guests talk about.
So it's on Netflix. It's Brown Love on Latinidad, on Latinx community, and it speaks about topics within our community. And we're friends of everyone, so it's great to just like, if you need to get to know a little Latin person, you should listen to the podcast, and you'll see how much similarities we'll have. It's just necessary to have diversity, and I think that Netflix continues to do that. They continue to like be inclusive and explore their horizons, and you know, right now we're also seeing how creative people are getting with like, how will we continue interviews? This is like great live interviews, right? How will we continue to like connect with people that are like driving and they want to see something on Netflix, so they started with the podcast, right? And we'll see what happens from there. It's not a show, because I know people are asking like, hey, where can I see this? And it's just, there's just snippets of it, but it's a podcast. You have to hear it. You have to listen to it. And I think it's great while you're driving. Right now we can't drive, but while you're cooking, you can put it on.
Yeah.
You know, take a break off of what you visually see and use your other senses, right?
Absolutely. Yeah. No, it's just a great time to connect. And I thought that was so interesting to hear people's personal experiences. And
Yeah.
that's why we wanted to do something like this, just to know everyone is going through it in all different ways. You know, we're appreciative that you've been so open and honest about your daily life. Can I ask a couple, or read some of these questions, friends?
Some questions?
Yeah,
Yeah,
there's some here. Hold on, let's see. One sec. Oh, here we go. This is a good question. Do you still have friends working in healthcare? And how?
Yeah, I have friends. Yeah, I have friends working in healthcare. I actually DM them. I have some doctor friends also. And you know, how can we support healthcare workers? Well, it's like they say, stay home, right? Don't overload the system. If you have symptoms that are not critical, then just stay home. If you're out here not respecting the social distancing, if you're out here having barbecues, like I see people still like chilling and like acting, you know, wear your mask effectively, wear gloves if you have to. But the point is to stay home. I know that if you don't need, I know that we are panicking and we want to go out there and buy everything we need to protect ourselves. But if you don't need it, if you stay home, then you're not going to need it. So why not allow for those that are right there dealing with the contaminated air, the isolation, and the patients to have access to that. It's a very hard field. When I was there, I just remember what was the protocol in place, and you have to be trained for that. And I think that we have to start kind of educating the masses on how do we not cross contaminate, and what's the idea of keeping isolated, and how do we, and read about viruses, right? Because there's a general, it's not about coronavirus itself, yes, but how do you contain a virus? It's important for you to like, you know, educate yourself. And I think that's how we can help them.
Absolutely. And, you know, before we end this,
somebody's like, no, you can't take her out. We are in quarantine. Well, we can have a date through here. We could do a little live dating.
A lot of people are trying to take you out. That's all I'm seeing out here. I'm like, what questions? Like, will you go out with this person?
Maybe we should do a Footwear News dating live.
Right? So you're wearing Crocs before we go. That's what you have on your feet right now.
Yeah.
Someone was asking, which is nice to see. We love a Crocs action. They're very comfortable.
You want to see my shoes?
Yeah, do you have them available?
Yeah, I have a couple of shoes here. I don't have all my collection.
Okay, yeah, let's see them.
I love shoes because I can fit them. Oh, those are my bags. Never mind my bags. I got my little Yeezys. I got my little plastic Reeboks. These are, oh my God, these are so comfortable. It was Air Max Day the other day. Oh my God, I love these Air Max.
Okay.
Can you see them good?
I can. They're perfect. Yes.
Okay, and then I got these little jean things.
Oh, fun.
Yeah, these are dries on nothing. Then I got my Yeezys.
Okay.
Then I got my little heels, my Ferragamos, my little Versace mules. The other day, these are what I had on because I was like, look, I'm gonna wear some glitter, and I'm gonna
Those
just throw these.
YSL. Okay.
Yeah, and my Dr. Martens, and these. Oh my God,
APF.
Allbirds.
Oh, Allbirds, yes.
And then these Steve Maddens, I can't get enough of them because I just throw them on real quick, pop, pop, I'm out the door.
Yeah.
You know? And I like a little loafer.
Love.
And my little boot. But it's too hot for these boots.
Are you, when you're on the red carpet, has your style changed at all, or what are your thoughts about dressing for the red carpet? I know a lot of people, it's stressful for some people, it's fun, and so there's so many emotions.
It depends. It's definitely stressful, especially when you're working with new stylists, or when you need brands to like. Sometimes I feel like I'm just gonna go bucket naked on the damn red carpet, and that's it.
Call
You
it
know
a
what I
day.
mean? Bucket naked like this, nothing on. Like, hey, what's up? How you
Here
doing?
I am.
But it's fun. I like to listen. I'm all about fashion. I grew up in a household of fashion, within its limitations. But I like to dress up, and I like to also like appreciate like a good sneaker.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I love a good sneaker, a cute sneaker with a cute little dress and a skirt. It's cute.
Yes.
It's
Yes.
comfy. But I also love a heel when I want to be like frisky and put on my little heel and feel like powerful. Then I wear my heel.
Definitely.
Yeah.
I love that you're still dressing up at home. I love that.
I mean, not every day. Only like on
Yeah.
the weekends. But on the weekends,
Mm-hmm.
see, like
Absolutely.
today, later on, I'm gonna get cute. I have my little wig. I'm gonna throw a little wig on.
Oh, you'll have to post on Instagram so we could see the outfit, the full look.
You know what? Let me ask you, Nicara. I've been so
Sure.
hesitant about posting my looks on Instagram because I'm like, yo, is this kind of disrespectful? Like, you know what I mean? I'm like, oh, I'm over here taking a selfie. Look at me.
I know. I think that's what I think everyone's struggling with, even just with work and how you navigate continuing your job when this pandemic is happening. And yeah, I think it's just hard. I don't know if there's an answer. I think it's whatever makes other people feel good too, which I think that all helps. I don't know. I feel like there's no answer.
There isn't right now.
How are you communicating with your fans right now? I guess it's hard, right, to find the right dialogue?
Yeah, because even live, like sometimes I'm like everybody up on live, so I'm gonna go and like compete with everybody that's up on live. Like, come on,
Yeah.
So I try to get on live once in a while, and I try to like comment with them and stuff like that. But maybe I start doing like, I don't know, maybe I start doing like dating or questions like this once in a while, and that's it, and motivate people with my videos, and that's kind of it.
That's what I'm reading. It's saying it's helping people. It's making people feel good. I think hearing what's helping you helps other people.
Yeah.
And your just thoughts on self-love. I want people to listen back if they've missed it. I think that was really helpful. So thank you.
Yeah, we have to. Thank you.
But,
we need to support one another.
Absolutely. And I think all the industries too, from fashion, entertainment, I think everyone's been really working together, which has been nice to see. Hopefully we get more of that too, see how long this continues.
Yeah, you look so pretty though. Your skin looks amazing.
Oh, thank you.
My skin, I'm like, ooh.
I think I'm in a sunroom, so the light's hitting. Trust me, I had to find certain areas in the house.
You're like,
there's always so many places to go. But before we leave, I do want to mention Best Buddies again for whoever is able to donate to do that.
Yes,
you just tell
please.
everyone again about
bestbuddies.org. If you want to learn more about the organization, to donate, please go to bestbuddies.org and sign up, volunteer. It's such a great experience. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Oh, everybody's like, do you answer DMs? It depends on what DM we talking about.
I have to say, this is the first time people are coming. They're shooting their shot on here.
Hello. They better shoot that shot. You wasn't shooting with me in that gym. That show your toenails. You see, footwear.
Yeah, I know.
They love my feet.
Wow.
I did post my toes. My toes are a hot mess right now. I haven't had a pedicure since they started,
You're like, yeah, like everyone else. I don't know if it's this type of live that we have going on there, buddy. I don't. Well, seriously, thank you so much again. We really appreciate it. And that's all I have for you. Thank you.
Thank you. Feel free to reach out. We can have like a toe party.
We might, yeah.
We'll have a foot party.
We got a lot of engagement.
Okay.
That's the content we need. Well, thanks for lifting everyone's spirits in this, and stay safe. We'll have this interview up for everyone's watching for 24 hours. So
thank you.
All right, Dasha, have a good one.
Love.
Thanks
Stay
very much.
safe.
Bye.
Bye, honey.
Bye. Thank you.